Hello, everyone. My name is Gary Adamson, and I am president of Adamson Advisory. I am a CPA, and I spent most of my career as a managing partner in a regional firm in Ohio. I have spent the last 10 years working with firms all over the country, doing a variety of types of consulting, but I find myself spending a great deal of time in the succession planning arena just because of the baby boomer wave that is hitting a lot of firms across the country. I want to share today with you hopefully some best practices that I see out there, a few of what I believe are critical components to a successful internal plan. Probably in 60% of the cases, my clients wind up with a successful internal plan. The other 40% of the time, I may be helping them with an upward merger. But the topic today is succession planning and some definite do's to make that happen in your firm. I guess number one, and first and foremost, is start now. Don't wait. There's an awful lot of procrastination happening in the profession today. I think you definitely need a written plan. And actually 60% of firms out there today, based on national surveys, do not have a written succession plan. And a partnership agreement or a stockholder agreement is not a succession document. I think you should start at least 5 to 8 years before your first retirement in your firm. So again, don't wait. And the plan should include separate actually plans around people, around the valuations and process in retiring a partner. What does client transition look like? Plus 4 other key areas that I believe are critical for any retiring partner and for the firm to manage for any retiring partner. People ask me, what does a successful outcome look like? What is a successful succession plan? And my answer is it's got to be fair to both the firm and the retiring partner. The firm has to continue, obviously, because most of these plans are unfunded. Number 2, I think it removes what I call the mystery. In other words, when is Gary ever going to go, right? It should not be a mystery. It should be something that as a firm we can plan around, and it motivates and rewards partners to do the right thing and to transfer clients. That's the currency that's going to pay that partner out in the future. So what bases do we have to cover with any retiring partner? I think there are 5. One of them is the obvious, right? It's the client relationships, and it's where we focus most. And I will tell you that based on national surveys, there's about a 95% retention rate in firms for clients of retired partners. So that's the good news. I think, though, we oftentimes also forget about a partner's referral relationships. We want to make sure those continue and that pipeline of work continues for the firm. Don't forget about voids left in firm leadership. What about the block of hours that partner is currently performing in the firm? And by the way, I would also look at an opportunity with a retiring partner where maybe we don't have to necessarily replace that equity partner with another equity partner. Maybe some of those hours could go elsewhere. And last but not least, the technical knowledge and the expertise of that partner. What holes do we have to fill there? I think the obvious, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, is what I call building your bench. And the key word that I want you to focus on here is the word invest, because to do this right, you're going to invest a lot of time, and you're going to also invest a lot of money. And what I mean by investing a lot of money is I'm a big believer, and the success I see out there in firms are firms where they really grow their own, and they've got an active college recruiting program. And what I'm saying when I mean invest dollars, I'm saying you should be hiring more people than you think you need. And I'm telling my clients, if you used to hire 3 students a year out of college, you should be hiring 6 now. If you're hiring more, that's obviously costing you more money, but you also know what it's like trying to find a 3-year or 4-year experienced person out there. They just don't seem to exist. So I think you've got to plan for more turnover, because you will turn people over more quickly in spite of whatever you do. And so I believe that you've got to have people on the bench, and you've got to be promoting people and have the opportunity to maybe create some of your own turnover if you've got the right folks coming up in the pipeline. Figuring out the numbers, you know, I get involved a lot with, you know, what's the firm worth? How do we pay it out to retiring partners? And I don't have time in this discussion to really get into details, but I can tell you that the national averages are somewhere around 80% of revenue for internal retirements, plus accrual basis book value or equity. You've got to figure out how to split that value up among your partners. You've got to figure out how to pay it out. You know, what's that process look like? And then I think you also need a reasonable and fairly inexpensive way to bring in new partners. And there is a way to do that, invest them over time in the firm's equity. Last but not least, you might not think it's part of this presentation, but I will tell you that I think a big piece of succession planning is really vision and strategy. Where are we going as a firm? What do we think will look like when all this change that's coming is actually thrust upon us? How do we not just survive that, but prosper through that? I think it's going to be a matter of focus. And I think the days of the local firm focused on geography and serving businesses in that geography, those firms may have to really think more about that word focus. How do we move to consulting? I think that's going to be one of the challenges we face in the future. And I promise you that not only will this strategic thinking and planning benefit you, but your younger people in the firm today, I promise you, they want to know where the bus is going. And so I think you owe it not just to yourselves, but also to your young people. So with that, I want to thank you. I hope I've given you a few things to think about in this short period of time, but succession planning, with planning being the key word, is critical today in our profession. Thank you very much.